How do you get an Irish passport like mine? By being Irish. True, but how do you know you're Irish? That's a deep philosophical question. Fortunately, there's a set of rules to make it easy to find out whether you are Irish and also how you can become Irish. Is that so? Why don't you enlighten us all? Stick around and I will. Welcome to YouTooSpain. Let's dance. Hi, I'm Skatz, and I'm an Irish citizen living in Spain. How did you do that then? I got myself an Irish passport, and that makes me an EU citizen too, so I can live and work in the EU. You don't sound like you were born in Ireland. No, I was born in England. Ah, well, nobody's perfect. You've got that right, Patrick. Shall I tell you how to get an Irish passport then? Ah, go on. There's only one way to get this precious passport, and that's by being an Irish citizen. So let's go through the 4 ways you can be an Irish citizen. Go on then, I'm all ears. Number 1, if you were born on the island of Ireland, that includes the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland, before 2005, you are automatically an Irish citizen. God bless us all. What happens if you were born on the island of Ireland after 2004? Well, you could still be Irish, but you'd need to fulfil one of the following criteria. One or both of your parents was or was entitled to be an Irish or a British citizen at the time of your birth. Or one or both of your parents was an Irish or British citizen and died before you were born. Or one or both of your parents was entitled to live in Ireland or Northern Ireland without any restriction on his or her period of residency. Or one or both of your parents was legally resident on the island of Ireland for 3 out of the 4 years immediately before your birth, but this does not include residence on a student visa or residence while awaiting an international protection decision. Fair play to you. OK, number 2. The second way to be an Irish citizen is if one of your parents was born in Ireland or had become an Irish citizen through naturalisation before you were born. Then you're automatically an Irish citizen. Come and join us, children of the diaspora. There's room for us all, lads. Number 3. If one of your grandparents was born in Ireland, you can apply to be on the Foreign Births Register. And once you're on there, you're an Irish citizen. Yippee! How do you apply? I'll explain all the ways to apply later. Follow the time codes below. And number 4, you can become a citizen by living in Ireland for more than a certain number of years and applying for naturalisation. Can anyone apply? Well, first of all, you need to be of good character. That's me, although you might say I'm more of a caricature. Indeed, so you could apply for naturalisation as an Irish citizen if Number 1. You have lived in Ireland legally for 5 out of the last 9 years, ending on the day before your application, and you have resided in Ireland legally for the 12-month period before your application, and you are over 18. Number 2. You received a declaration as a refugee from the Minister for Justice, and you've lived legally in Ireland for 3 years, ending on the day of your application, and you've resided in Ireland legally for the whole 12-month period before your application, and you're over 18. Number 3, you are a child. I'm a child born in Ireland who is not entitled to citizenship by birth, and both you and one or both of your parents has lived in Ireland legally for 5 out of the last 9 years, ending on the day of your application, and both you and one or both of your parents have resided in Ireland legally for the whole 12-month period before your application, or your parent has become a naturalised Irish citizen and you have resided in Ireland for at least 3 years before your application. That's a mighty number of ands and ors you've got there. Number 4. You are currently married to or a civil partner of an Irish citizen. A lovely Irish girl. And you've lived in Ireland legally for 3 out of the 5 years before the day of your application. And you've resided in Ireland legally for the whole 12-month period before your application. And you've been married and living together for 3 years. I've lost count. That was the last one. Shall we look at how to apply next? Go on then. I'll get us a cup of tea. Well, it is an Irish tradition. First of all then, if you want to apply for naturalisation, there's a link in the video description below to take you to the Department of Justice website where you can read the rules more thoroughly and make your application. If you have an Irish grandparent and want to apply to be on the Foreign Births Register, that's also done through the Department of Justice. And there's a link to the right page for that below this video too. I'm back! How long does it take to apply for all these things then? Well, naturalisation or getting on the Foreign Births Register can take about 2 years at the moment, sometimes more. Every application is different, you see. So do they send you your passport as well? No. If you've had your confirmation of being on the Foreign Births Register, you then use that on your online passport application. I've put a link to that website below. What about with the naturalisation thing? Okay, this takes a little longer because once you've had your confirmation letter, you might need to wait a few weeks for the special ceremony in your area to get your certificate and pay for it. How much does it cost? On top of the €175 it costs for the application, you then have to pay €950 for the certificate. That's if you're an adult. It's €200 if you're a minor, a widow, a widower, or the surviving civil partner of an Irish citizen. Do they take cash? No, they only take a bank draft from an Irish bank. I see. And then they send your certificate off to the passport office. Correct. What about if you have an Irish parent then? Well, that's a lot easier because you're automatically an Irish citizen. So you can just apply for a passport and show your proof. How long does it take to get the passport? It can take up to 2 months to come through, but mine took about 5 weeks. Ah, bless your little heart. You can stop it with the fake accent now. We're done. Oh, all right. Fancy a drink? Guinness? Don't mind if I do. Click on the like button, subscribe and click on the bell if this video has been helpful. Shall we do a little river dance? No, we're going to do the cosmic Spanish themed dance. Peace and love, everyone. Sláinte. Let's dance.